What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. I was like, what's going on here? Sometimes operator error, guys. It's been a long day. I want to tell you guys all about it. Either way, thank you guys for tuning in. Another episode, Comfort and Chaos, brought to you live, unfiltered, unedited. This is what you get, team. This is me. This is what you get live. Fully interactive. So, guys, if you're tuning in, please, the chat lines are open. Engage the chats. And if you're tuning in on a later date, watching on YouTube, guys, don't hesitate. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. It shares a lot of support, guys, and it's very much appreciated, guys. So thank you so much. All right. Either way, interesting episode today. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a little bit different, team. I hope you brought your thick skin, because I brought mine. Nice. All right, team, let's get ready for this. Oh, yeah. And we're live. What's up, guys? Hey, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Guys, I'm having a bad hair day, so I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to wear my hat today. Yeah, I'm wearing a hat today, so don't judge me, okay? And plus, this hat, I just got it, so it's time to break it in, you know? It's always good to break in some hats, all right, team? All right, guys, hey, check it out. So I hope you guys had a great weekend, you know? I hope your week is off to a great start, you know? Yes, I do have hair. I see the chat lines are open, guys. I see it. Yes, I do have hair. It's there, team. You don't believe me? Come on now. Yeah, it's there. I'm going to have some fun with you guys on this one. Either way, team, thanks for tuning in. Hey, I appreciate that. All right, guys. So, yeah. So this week, you know, I'll catch you guys up. So this week, you know, as you know, the new journey, the new chapter in my career path is about a couple weeks away, you know, so the days are utilized with an importance, if that makes sense. And, you know, I call it the first sergeant journey, you know. It's a new chapter in my career, you know. So yeah, a lot of planning, a lot of coordinating, you know, just a lot of moving pieces on that. So that's been busy, you know, to include today, you know, we had this big special like we had this big special like warrior combat fitness focus, like combat focused physical training event, you know. And it's usually, those are all, I love those, okay? So I love those. And they're very competitive focused. Now, I'm curious, those of you guys who are watching on YouTube, I'm curious. So there's a reel that I made of it. And, I mean, you guys tell me, I don't, you know, hey, you know, the way I see it, you're always going to have haters. You know, we're always going to have haters. You know, nobody is always going to like what you do, you know. Somebody always has something to say. So I would encourage you guys, you know, I posted this reel. It's the latest reel on my YouTube. Check it out. And it's the latest short. So if you go to the YouTube channel, hit Shorts tab. It's the latest one. It's from the PT event today. I made it. I would encourage you guys. Now, I'm not going to say anything, but I would encourage you guys, check out the comments, okay? I would encourage you guys, check out the comments. And I hope, you know, I do see those. You know, I'm going to respond, you know. But you know what, though? I'm going to keep it professional. And I'm not a confrontational person. You know, I try to really avoid confrontation. I'm really one of those type people. Like, I'm one of those types that just likes to avoid arguments. I don't know if you guys are the same way, you know, but when it comes to arguing and just kind of blah, blah, like, dude, I'm not really into that, you know? Thank you. Yeah, see, it's nice to know you're into that too. JT761, thank you for that. Yeah, see, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. But yeah, team, so I would definitely, oh, that just elevated there. Let's go. But no, like, in all seriousness, team, it's crazy how, there's always somebody who has something to say about everything. And granted, we're all the same way. Like, we all have our opinions, but you know what also is important to go with an opinion? Like, in all seriousness, and this is something you guys should definitely keep note of, okay? But you know what's also very important to go with an opinion? It's one word: understanding. Yes, understanding. The understanding that your opinion may not be their opinion. Your way of life may not be their way of life. Understanding that they can have their own opinion. They can have their way of life. There is that understanding, just like they should have that same understanding with you. So it's a two-way street. And I feel like everything would just be so much easier, so much simpler if people, hey, have your opinion, but you know what? Have some understanding with it. All right. Bring that side of understanding along with your order of opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things, team, and it just really grinds my gears. But you know what? I don't let no one get to me, like, in that sense. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you're just tuning in, I would encourage you guys, check out the latest short that I posted on the YouTube channel. Go to the comments and provide me your own analysis. There was somebody who came in and just really I don't know if they were just trolling or if they were I don't know if someone's just playing a joke. I don't know these people. It's the internets, man. Once it's in the internets, it's there. But it was just one of those things where I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me. Are you serious? Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to be professional. I am going to have understanding, but I also thank you for sharing your opinion. But now that I'm going to throw in some understanding now, I request that you understand this. And then I went ahead with a response. So I hope that response wasn't too harsh, guys. You guys go tell me. I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I should send another one saying, hey, I apologize. I will not make you do push-ups. There you go. Or maybe you can. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to let it ruin me, guys. Excuse me. I'm not going to let it ruin my night. That's what I'm not going to do. Yes, that's what we're not going to do. Either way, guys, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. I had to do my little rant there. And I'm kind of, okay, so I had this long PT event this morning, team, so I woke up really early. And I'm out there running along with my gear. And so I feel like I'm getting allergies now, because we're just kind of running around the grass and the fields. And yeah, so if I do sound a little whoop whoop, hey, you know what? Then I hope you guys have some understanding for my conditional whoop whoop. Either way, guys, thank you so much. All right, so this episode, guys, and hey, you know what? No, it's just solo. It's just me. That's right. We don't have a special guest today. I am in the works. I got some cool things lined up, guys, in the guest world. So definitely stand by. Oh, these are different. These are rogues. I'm used to the Zins. They said she was built like an Oompa Loompa. Yeah, I don't know about that, man. Who are you referring to? I don't know who you're referring to. Did you check out, hey, those of you who are active in the chat right now, please, I encourage you guys, hop over to the YouTube short, check out the comments on the latest YouTube short I posted, and then come back here in the chat and let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear it, and I would love to read it out on air. Like, seriously, I want to read it in this episode. As we go forward. Okay, so quick PCCs, PCIs, guys. So hey, you know what? We got our T right here. We got our T. Got our comms line open. As you know, you already saw I'm waving the substitute today, the Rogues, because I had a little operator error and I left my Zinnies in my truck. And of course, guys, our one and only Disciplined Devotional. Yeah, but that was kind of like the start of my week, team. You know, it was one of those things. It's going to be a busy week. There's also kind of, it also is one of those things to look forward to coming up. I got a big ceremony coming up that I'm going to be part of. There's a lot of moving parts with that. I mean, there's just a lot of things, but most importantly, guys, you already know this, most importantly, what I always encourage guys is, we got to take care of ourselves, we got to take care of ourselves, because we are going to experience those setbacks. We are going to experience, those challenges, those failures, and don't ever feel like you can't learn from any of those. I always got to give this spiel, guys. I'm sorry, but I just do because it's good for me. It's something that I benefit from. But lately, I feel like there's been a trend of people being told that they're not going to change. That they can't change, they won't change. That they're not going to get any better. They hit their plateau. I hate that word, plateau. I want you to know that's not true. That's not true. And I'm an example of that. There's so much. If there's any time you feel like those closest to you are going to tell you that you're just not going to succeed, that you plateaued, you're not going to change, you're going to whatever it is, you can easily put that in your little, just lock it away nice and tight and just put it in your mind and let that be your focal point now from that point forward. You know what? My mission now, I'm going to prove you wrong. I am going to prove you wrong. That is my sole purpose and energy and effort now, is to prove that statement, that wrong. I will fight against myself if I have to, and I will ensure that I prove you wrong, and I will succeed, and I will achieve, and I will conquer. Put that in your mind. Definitely. And I feel like sometimes too, when you do that, don't hesitate to look back and look at all that you achieved, all that you conquered already. Look how far you've made it, and take pride in that. That's what you got to take pride in right there. Look how far you made it. And then it lets you know, look how much more you got to go. Let's continue mission. Continue mission. All right, guys, you know me. I have to kind of let that out. Give you guys that little senior leader mentorship, that little safety brief, we'll call it. Little safety brief. All right, guys. Hey, so this one, today's read out of our discipline devotional is titled The Darkness. Okay. The darkness. The sun doesn't shine every day. The storms will come. There are times when the nights will be long and the dark, and you will be alone. There will be times when the darkness seems to consume everything. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume you. Even in the darkest times, even in the strongest storms, even when the sun is blotted out and the world is falling apart, the darkness cannot extinguish your light. You, your will, your determination, no matter what it is that is happening, no matter how hard the fight is, as long as you keep fighting, you win. Only surrender is defeat, and only quitting is the end, because the darkness only wins if you let it. Do not let the darkness win. Fight on. Fight against the darkness is to win. So fight on. So this one's important to me, guys. And towards the beginning, a couple episodes ago, I also read this one as well, because it's a reminder. It's a reminder, and we need those reminders. there's a term we always like to use in the military. If you don't use it, you'll lose it, and that's a way of saying, hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to be reminded, you got to be refreshed. You got to be reminded. You got to be tested, evaluated in a sense to show that you constantly retain an understanding, and if you retain an understanding, then you're going to be the most effective. And that's the whole point, is so that we be effective, not just in your personal life, in the whole outlook and the lives of others that you engage, and in your circles. That's who you want to be effective. You want to be somebody can lean on. You want to be somebody who isn't going to just dwell in the darkness and let it consume you, so keep that in mind. And that's definitely a good learning point from that read. Man, I really do hate these sinuses, guys. I really do hate these sinuses. Be careful if you ever come to Texas. All right, team. All right, onward. So there's something that you guys, I'm pretty sure, have heard me talk about in the past, okay? And that is selective standards. Now, it's crazy. It blows my mind how easy that we as a society can fall for it. It's like we get manipulated, And I'm not saying just everybody. I'm not even saying you. I mean, the Comfort and Chaos team, guys, we're the elite of the elite, so don't even worry. But everybody else, though, let's just put it this way. There is some manipulation going on, and in order for a selective standard to be accepted, you need manipulation. So I'll give you a good example. Okay. I'll give you a good example. So right now, if you guys are, it's very important you guys pay attention to current events. All right. And that's why I kind of want to devote, we're going to talk about some current events today. And then I'll give you guys my opinion. I'll give you my perspective, my opinion, as long as you guys, also obtain your own understanding, that it is just my opinion. So right now, the state of Florida passed a social media ban. Okay. Governor DeSantis passed a social media ban for everyone under 14. All right. Now, here's the thing. All right. Now that's not really I'm going more for the manipulation part. Okay. The selective standard. Okay. So right now he passed that bill, so it's going to be signed into a law and then it'll be passed. Now, when it's passed, that basically means social media companies operating within the state of Florida have to basically permanently delete accounts of all minors, under the age of 14, which I'll tell you straight up. All right. I'll tell you straight up, guys. My son, I have an 11-year-old son, and he doesn't have a social media. I mean, he has a messenger app, but that's only how he communicates with me, his mom, and all of us, no matter where I am around the world. And then some of his close friends and family. Now, but he doesn't have a social media. He doesn't even have a cell phone. So the parent in me, all right, which it should be, honestly, it should be up to the parents. That's where I stand in this. But it should be, up to me. It should be, I should have a huge influence in when my son obtains a cell phone and then open him up to that world of social media, because Lord knows when you open that door, team, we all know when you open that door, there's no closing it. That's it. There's no closing it. That door is open and the world is there, So, but this is gonna take effect. Now, here's the thing, okay? So, from a parent standpoint, hey, by all means, that's good. the parent standpoint is like, yeah, our kid's going to be protected, all this stuff. Okay, that's good. Now, here's the one thing I also told you before. There's also long-term effects to a decision, okay? So when you're allowing that access, when you're allowing the government to regulate something that you have the power to choose, understand that once you open that door, that there's no closing that door either. They're just going to take more and more later down the road. So that's also something to keep in mind. I'm not saying this is a good or bad thing. Honestly, if anything, honestly, we should protect our kids. This world's just getting crazier and crazier, and I'm all about it. Hey, protect them. Let them gain. Like, here's how I would spin it. If I'm spinning this bill, I'm going to spin it where I'm like, hey, we're not here to just shut them away from social media for these younger upbringing years of their life, but we want to encourage and set up programs or whatever, but we want to encourage interaction in sports, friendly like friendship and social skills, outdoor skills. Like, we want to engage our children and let them focus on that during their upbringing years. And then once they reach that teenager time, okay, then go ahead and bring in that social media, introduce them to that social media. Because like I said, when you open that door, there's no closing it, But right now, our children nowadays lack outdoor skills, outdoor simple, basic survivability skills. They lack outdoor experience, They lack mechanics. They lack, a lot of them lack the creative thinking, the initiative thinking, thought process. They don't really know. They're always so dependent on looking up research or looking up this and getting answers just with their thumbs. They're not used to like, hey, let me figure this out. Okay, I have this, I have that. Let me figure this out then. There's a way, And they just lack that, sports, So that's where I'm for it, Now, what's crazy though, what gets me in here is the manipulation piece. So right now you're seeing the media spinning this as, and this is where it's crazy. So the media is spinning this as, oh, how dare the state of Florida do this? How dare the Republican governor do this? Now, mind you, they are throwing out the Republican, their real emphasis on that part. How dare him do this? The government has no right to tell the parents or control what the parents are doing in the household and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait, whoa. What? You just said the government has no right to tell. Okay, you are the same media that was saying that you as the parent have no right to tell your child or control if your child wants to question, having gender issues or gender identification issues, or doesn't know all these different, and the government can make that decision for your child and the parent can be out of the way. In Oregon, look it up. This passed in Oregon. But so I'm like, wait a minute. So this is what you're telling me. This is what you got as a selective standard. That's right there is a selective standard. You're going to choose to enforce a standard of parental control with their children over here. But over here, no parental control, government control. So there you have it, a selective standard. That means they're going to choose this standard to enforce here, but that standard will not be even across the playing field. The standard then is going to be selective when it's going to be utilized and enforced. And over here, it doesn't exist. So that's where I have the issue. That's where I have an issue. My issue is, okay, wait a minute. One, I'm not stupid. Two, don't try to manipulate me to fall for a selective standard because I'm not going to. If anything, I will only, What is the standard? That is the standard. Now, if the standard, here's why, it's because people don't realize that sometimes standards don't always work in your favor, but that's when you apply compromise. That's when you apply understanding. There's ways around it, but they don't know how to lead. They don't know how to lead. They're not leaders. They're agenda pushers, narrative enforcers. Yeah, so there's a difference, But a real leader, I'll tell you, a real leader knows that, hey, if we're going to have a standard, this is what the standard's going to be across the board. All right. That's what a leader does, So I would encourage you guys right now, definitely be cognizant, be aware. It don't matter. You guys can literally have your own opinions on this. It doesn't even matter, By all means, you can even share them. I look forward to even reading them here if you're watching in the chat. Or you can comment down below. But that is one big pet peeve of mine is selective standards. The standard should be the same. A standard is always the same across the field. It's never chosen when it's going to be enforced and when it's not. Because then when you do that, you compromise the environment and you compromise the integrity of the unit or the organization. And when you do that, then you're opening doors to some real problems, real issues. Which, if you look at it, right now that's where we're at. Right now we're in that phase where we've had so much selective standards and we lost our orientation that we're literally like going back and forth trying to get back on course, So it's just something to keep in mind, team, which I know all you guys are capable. Y'all are very smart. So yeah, that is like a big topic right now. You're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of that. And so let me know your thoughts, team. Let me know your thoughts. If you're watching right now live, let me know your thoughts. Comment in the chat. And I look forward to reading and hearing your thoughts on this. Okay, so what's crazy, another big current event, those of you guys haven't been tracking. So in the city of Baltimore, a whole bridge just got taken out. Is it taken out? Taken out? Jamie, what is it? I'm just kidding. So yeah, a whole bridge, cargo ship, basically. So right now, what I read was a cargo ship. I think the company's called like Synergy Group. So a cargo ship, basically lost control due to power failure issues amongst the ship. And you can see this because when you're watching the video, and I watched some of the clips, because it is on YouTube, you can watch, the ship hitting about approximately, I think 1:30 in the morning, this morning. And, so it basically, you could see the lights shutting on, shutting off. Like, so they lost power and they lost steering control of the ship. And they even called up a mayday to the city. Like they called up a mayday to the city dispatch and they pushed it out. So they did whatever they could to close out trafficability on both sides. But unfortunately there was just not enough time to get the people who were already working. Like there was a construction crew working on the bridge, and there was just a few cars that were just traveling across. But so the ship made contact with one of the pillars of the bridge, basically, and it was a critical. Bridges, as you know, are very, very precisely engineered, and when they're built. So taking out one pillar, basically, you can collapse. Yeah, you can collapse a whole bridge. So that happened, and what's crazy is people are going crazy over this. Like, social media, I swear, it's almost to the point where it's very entertaining, And it's like, oh, conspiracies and all this and all that. And I'm like, dude, in the end, you got to realize, you know, it's on you. Like, this is what you got to realize. It's on you. You know, you got to take care of your circle. You got to take care of your family. Like, it's on you. Don't expect anybody to come and save you. You know, you got to be prepared. You got to be ready, you know, because no, they don't care, you know, and it's crazy. And what blows my mind is like, there are literally so many different conspiracies going out now on this. When you look it up, there's been operator error. Like, it happens all the time. Like, all the time. This is just on a bigger level, you know, because they're human beings. Literally, the same human being who backs their car into another car in a parking lot, which probably happens. I mean, you could look up the stats on that, how much that happens a day. But literally, a fender bender in a parking lot. How many times does that happen? It's the same human operating that vehicle is operating just a bigger vehicle, you know. And you know, just like in a car, brakes go out. You know, brakes go out. You can see there's been microchip issues, you know, steering control issues, you know, especially on these newer vehicles where, hey, sometimes it's sad and it's unfortunate, but stuff happens, you know, and it's on the human. So I don't know. I feel like there's just a big lack of understanding. Now, I'm not trying to take away from conspiracies or anything like that, but there are a few out there, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm very entertained because some actually I'm like, dude, you actually did some research on this. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it is still one of those things where it's like, guys, come on now, let's be logical here. All right, if anything, let's not worry about the exploitation of this thing. Let's start worrying about the search and rescue. You know, let's worry about the 6 individuals, or let's get a head count of who we should be out there, and we got critical time to go over there and search and rescue. We'll worry about all that other stuff later. But right now, let's worry about the people, you know. Yeah. It just kind of really blows my mind, team. And it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? This just goes to show, guys, that 2024, I've been saying it, this is going to be a challenging one, all right? It's going to be a challenging one, and we're still fresh into it. So be prepared, you know, have a plan, be ready, you know, take care of your circles, you know, be prepared because, you know, and when I say prepare, I'm talking about like prepare to in any way that you feel like you got to. But just make sure you're prepared enough to take care of yourself and your families, your circles, whatever it is, because don't be dependent. Don't let your first course of action be, oh, they're going to come save us. Don't let that be your course of action. You know, have a plan. Just have a plan. That's why we have a saying in the military, fail to plan, plan to fail. And that's true. That's very true. So let me know your thoughts, guys. By all means, feel free to chime in. Let me know your thoughts. You know, I am very curious what you guys, what your thoughts are on all of this stuff. You know, and then let's see. So another big current event. All right, and this one's kind of big. All right, because I don't know where you stand with your faith, you know, or what you believe in, or what higher power you believe in, or just what kind of how that reflects towards the day and age, you know. But there was a big decision made today, you know, and one that has happened first in American history. And I don't know what you guys. This is where it gets tricky. Because according to the Bible, okay, which is basically like a journal if you think about it, and in there it basically says, you're in the last days when every nation goes against one nation, and that's the nation of Israel. Okay. And we have been one of the most dedicated allies of the nation of Israel. Now, today there was a big vote in the UN against Israel and the war against Hamas for a ceasefire. Now, the efforts were all voted, but this was the first time America, the American ambassador, the American, I don't know who he sent over there. I don't know. But this is basically the first time that we abstained from the vote, which means we basically said we're choosing not to help. We're not going to vote on this one. We took a step back. And when Israel was expecting us to take a step forward, so I'm not sure. This is. I'm curious. I'm very curious, guys, and it's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? The way this world is going, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and there's a lot of ties. And despite what you believe, there's one thing that you have to be accepted towards, and that's facts. And there are a lot of facts that have been declared, especially recently, like almost matching. It's almost scary. And I'm not a religious person. Like I'm not a religious guy, I'm definitely a man of faith, but I wouldn't say I'm religious, but it's crazy because that's never really happened. So now I'm curious to know what the next play is on this, and when you're seeing two of our, I guess you would say, I wouldn't say enemy, I would say adversarial nations, when you got two of our big adversary nations, which, are teaming up, that's when something's up. This is where you got to start. Okay, something's up. And I would encourage you guys, start paying more attention to this, but use your own logic, use your own understanding. Don't believe the media exploitation or those narratives that are being pushed, or the selective standards that they're going to push out towards you. But definitely just be aware, for your own understanding and for your own plan of action. Because that's something new. That's something new, and that's happened on the foreign level, and it is crazy. It is crazy to think about. So, yeah, it's, and it's one of those things where I'm like, dude, that's what keeps me awake at night, or keeps my mind going. But as long as you're good. And this is where it matters, team. Just know you're good, both emotionally, physically, spiritually, and take care of your circles. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. That's where it comes down to, just don't let me worry about it. Let me have my sleepless nights. Let it occupy my mind, and I'll come and share it with you guys. Oh man. But yeah, it was just one of those things, guys. It just kind of really just should definitely start paying attention to, for the most part. So yeah, guys, I'm curious to know your thoughts on all of this. You know, the other crazy current event too that's happening recently is those of you who are also, if you're watching, you know, is the P. Diddy situation. What is up with that? Man, I swear that is like that's one of those things where I'm like, what in the world's going on? You know, I don't know all the details on that, but from the sounds of it and the allegations that are being brought forward, it's like, wow, this dude is crazy. Like he's yeah. But you know, you can always base off actions and behaviors, you know. So is he guilty? I don't know, but I'll tell you right now, his actions and behaviors are what has been demonstrated is just pretty sus. Pretty sus, you know. So as you know, recently, in the last 48 hours, he had two of his homes, both in California and Florida, got raided by the feds. The feds came in, they raided them, they took all kinds of stuff, they detained some individuals. I believe even one of his sons was detained. And he was supposedly, the rumor was that he wasn't at any of the houses, but he was held at a customs office in Florida, which means he was either leaving or about to leave, or he was sending away. I don't know. Now, also at this time, you know, his private jet with his private pilot flew to an island in the Caribbean. Now, mind you, this island they flew to doesn't have extradition peace rights with the U.S. So, what that means is if you were to flee to that country, they're not obligated to extradite you back to the U.S. They can actually just keep you there. Now, his plane went there, but he wasn't on it. So my mind, okay, here's where my mind goes. My mind goes, well, what was on that plane? Doesn't mean who was on that plane. I think the real question is what was on that plane? That's the real question. Hey, and for all you know, what was probably dropped out in the ocean? You know, I don't know. But I think that's where the real question goes, is to what, not the who was on that plane. I think it's more of what was on that plane. That's where my mind goes. That's where the logical side, you know, the analytical side goes, because there's some crazy people in this world, guys, and money does not make you smarter. No, it does not. Money, fame, power does not make you smarter. In fact, I think the trend we've been seeing is it's kind of the opposite. for a majority, you know, I'm not saying everybody, but right now, at least in that realm, it's like, dude, what the heck, man? Sometimes people, you know what, money, fame, power, people tend to think they're just kind of untouchable. You know, they get the sense of just like untouchable, you know, this immortalization about themselves, where it's like, dude, it's not in. You know, what's crazy is in the end, we all have an end date. And money, no matter how much money you have in the world, that will not change. You cannot get back time, you know. So it's all about how we engage ourselves now, you know, what we learn, definitely learn from our mistakes, learn from our setbacks, what we learn about ourselves, you know, and then of course, how we re-engage, you know, because life is not going to stop. Time is not going to stop. So it is very important on understanding of just how you re-engage, you know. Yeah, that was kind of a little hot wash, guys, of just some current event issues I wanted to just bring up to you guys, get you spun up on, you know, bring us all up to a level playing field. And so I'm curious to know your thoughts, team. So at this time, hey, if you guys are watching both on the YouTube or the Twitch side, if you do have some thoughts or some opinions that you'd like to weigh in on this, even some learning points that I can learn from or take away, I would, by all means, come up on the net, share. I'm always looking for interaction. You know, I like to learn. I like to gain understanding of different opinions, different mindsets. Excuse me. And so please definitely don't hesitate. And then if you're watching this later, please comment down below. Let me know. Because it is something to think about, you know, like it or not, this is the world we live in. Like there's no escaping it, you know, and that's the crazy thing is we tend to think that we're in our little circle of comfort and that everything is just going to be good as long as they don't bother our circle of comfort. But it's not. It's getting to the point where it's not like that, guys. You know, you do got to pay attention to what's going on in the world. Do pay attention to what's going on down the street, you know. Keep that awareness, keep that understanding, because in the end, it will affect you, you know. So have a plan. Have a plan. That's all we got to do. Have a plan, team. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and, hey, I'm going to open up I'm going to give it a few minutes real quick, see what you guys got to say. But I will make some quick announcements. So, okay, so we got some, I'm going to try to lock in, I got another special guest. I got actually 2 special guest hosts that I want to bring in, coming up. Hopefully, I can lock one in for Thursday. Got a really good, topic I like to, re-engage on. And with this individual, you know, he's a great guy who I work with, and had a lot of different times and different experiences, and has a lot to offer, especially in his job. You know, it's a very rare job in the armed forces, and it's a very important job. So I definitely want to bring him in, and I'm curious to know what we can gain and understand on that. I also got another individual I'm working with right now. We'll probably get him in here next week. And also, of course, my original co-host who I launched this, you guys probably remember him, Q. Q, if you're watching, you already know. We're trying to make some things happen too as well. Bring him in here, catch up, see how he's doing, you know, see what projects he's working on, and just gain some more insight and gain some input from him as well. Okay, team. As you know, Easter is coming up, you know, and I hope you guys have some good plans. Spend some time with your family and friends, you know. Definitely don't spend it alone, you know. Go out and get some sunshine. Okay, so I think that concludes today's episode, team. I think that's a good point. We can go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. As you know, usually the solo episodes, you know, usually keep them close to an hour. So, you know, keep things rocking with that. But look forward. We're going to have some special guests coming up. Yep. Got some interesting episodes up ahead, guys, for you. Got some interesting stuff down the net. I'm going to keep busting out some of those shorts, guys. I hope you guys are learning from those. You know, those things are just, I'm putting them out there to give you some learning points from me. You know, things that I'm learning and struggling with, I put them out there because if they benefit me, there's somebody out there who they can benefit from, which that goes to say, guys, don't hesitate to reach out to somebody, you know, even if it's just to say hello. You know, you never know who's in need for that hello, you know, and just reach out, see how you're doing, you know, this be an ear, you know, be an ear for somebody. Because Lord knows we all need it, and these times are just getting more and more crazier, you know. So it's good to be an ear for somebody. Which consider me all your guys' ears. All you have to do is reach out, you know. And I got you, All right, team. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. As you know, guys, it was a pleasure. It was an honor. I hope this episode was kind of beneficial. Know your current events, team. Pay attention to your current events out there. Thank you all for tuning in so much. I look forward to seeing you guys again on Thursday. And yeah, and then we'll close out the week and hopefully get into a very restful, well-deserved weekend. Spend some time with some family, friends. You know, all in all, finding comfort in our chaos, guys. That's what we got to do. Find comfort in your chaos, team. Hey, don't forget, do your push-ups, take your vitamins, drink your water. Most importantly, guys, continue mission, that mission of life. Find comfort in your chaos in every day, in every way, and don't hesitate to create a memory or pursue a new opportunity, guys. From my world to yours, have a good night. Out.